Good morning. I'm eating ice cream. And I'm about to go hike 10 miles and then call it a day. Just some Neros. It's gonna be good. Salted caramel core for breakfast in the true hiker fashion. Smiling because, because I made some friends at the hostel. Hope you watched this video. But anyway, leaving the Notch Hostel, it was phenomenal. Loved every part of it. So if you come through this area, hiker or not, you got to stay at the Notch. Okay, on the trail. We're gonna do a 10-mile walk over to Hikers Welcome Hostel and then see where the day takes us. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. So obviously Quantum's not here walking with me anymore. It's not old news by now. But we made this thing maybe a couple weeks ago, where when we get to the last mile of the day, we yell 1 mile. So, Mom?
1 mile!
1 mile! We only have 1 mile left today. And we've actually crushed today. Yeah, started just about noon, and it is only 3:04, and we have a mile left. So we're going to come cruising in like 3.5 hours, which we did 10 miles. So that's fast, right? So props to my mom. She's crushing it. And she's carrying my pack. What an angel. Anyway, today was great. Really buggy. So buggy. Like the most buggy. But we're gonna enjoy our evening. And we're gonna get to shower and do all the luxury things. You know, I think I could probably platinum blaze from here to Maine. And I might. You know, I might actually go these last 400 miles as bougie as possible. We'll see. Beautiful weather today, and I'm going to 00 because it's going to storm, lightning storm, which, as you know, I don't like at all. Yeah, it's going to lightning storm for the next 2 days. So instead of going up into the whites in a lightning storm, I'm going to do some R&R with my mom, and I'm psyched about it. Chipmunk. All right, time to crush these last 0.8, 0.9 to the road and get some food.
More likely you are to like them.
Celebratory beer.
Yeah. I feel like that was over there for a minute. Oh, this one.
Good morning. I am in real clothes. I'm zeroing today. My mom is in town, and we are leaving Hanover Adventure Tours and Hostel. Love this place. Stayed here a couple of times. Love Hanover, but if you're coming through the area, you've got to stay here. Drinking a seltzer, living my best life. We're gonna get new shoes today, new socks, a package, groceries. It's gonna be a good day. Your girl got some new shoes and socks because I keep wearing holes in the same ones. I will have worn every color of Ultra by the end of this thing, but ready for that. We are washing my pack, which I'm so excited about because I always shower then head back out and I'm like, golly, I already smell so terrible. And I realized it's not me. Maybe it is me, but it's definitely also my pack. While we were waiting for my pack to wash, we went and got me a pair of sunglasses. Catch me on the trail in some new sunnies. So, I am back at the Notch. I feel like I look like I'm, I don't know, like a hungover celebrity, you know, like when, I'm back at the Notch. We are going to the grocery store so I can grab some granola bars and just a couple last minute things. Post office to send home a bunch of stuff that I either am sending home or had shipped to me and filtered through and got what I needed and sending back what I don't. Mom leaves in just a few hours, so I'm pretty sad. It was supposed to be thunderstorming all day today, but it's beautiful outside, and I'm not sad about zeroing on a pretty day. Good morning. I am in Alley Shuttles back to Kinsman Notch to go over Kinsman today. I feel like I haven't hiked in forever, but we are gonna go over Kinsman and then come back to the Notch Hostel, which is right there, and then back out into the Whites for like a little while without coming into town after that. But for today, Kinsman, and I don't know if there's another mountain. I think that might be it. Okay, see you on the trail.
See you in a bit.
Okay, 7 a.m. Back, well, pretty much on trail. That doesn't look great, but I think it'll clear up. We are going over Kinsman. Kinsman Ridge Trail. And my new shoes. It is starting to get sunny this morning, which with the weather being so unpredictable in the Whites, I wasn't sure if the rain clouds would actually dissipate. As you guys know, I'm solo, which is new. I mean, I walked with the flock and then I walked with Quantum, and even though it won't look that different in the videos because most of the time I'm walking during the day by myself anyway, it's just me. I mean, I will meet new people, plenty of people, but there's definitely something unique about not having like a team anymore. Lots of climbing, but at least there are waterfalls. So, I'm coming up on the section that apparently you have to put your poles away for because it's like rock scrambling, Hanover foot style. And then I'll be at Kinsman. The rocks, I don't know if you can see that, are pretty serious. Going straight up there. And I don't even think this is the intense part yet. So when I get to the intense part, I will definitely show you. It's crazy to me that you can climb up into like a spot that's above tree line to a beaver bog. I'm going, I think, up there. So my poles are away. And I'm climbing. So far pretty manageable. There's some stuff like this where you definitely need your hands and feet. That is straight up. Oh, baby. Man. I don't know that I can successfully do this with the phone, but we're going to try. Because vlog is life. Are you ready for this? Wow. I'm doing a little like divot right now on the Kinsman Ridge to get from South Kinsman to North Kinsman. And I passed someone who I presume is doing just these mountains. So in New Hampshire, there's I think 48 4,000-foot mountains, and there's like a certificate if you complete them all. So I think it's a big thing out here. But I'm assuming he's doing that. I was trying to hit these 2 peaks today, and I started coming around like on the divot, and I didn't say anything to him, but he was like, "You've got a long way until the summit." And I just giggled because in my head, all I can think is, I've come a long way and I have a long way to go. So this summit is the closest thing that I've got. But yeah, this has been a really fun day so far. I'm glad I don't have my pack on, but lots of rock scrambling, hand over foot. They're all pretty wet from the thunderstorm yesterday, and so that's an added challenge, but I'm feeling really good, really high spirits. I think getting to the whites is a really big thing, and I think getting through them is huge since so many people do tend to drop off here. I think it's like Neil Gap, Damascus, the halfway point here are some just like really popular places for people to end their hike. And so pushing through the whites is really cool just because it just means I'm still going, I'm still crushing it. The weather is very unpredictable, I will say that. But as far as the terrain goes, it's harder than anything you've done south of here, by far. But it's so fun and so different and so challenging in a way that's like super rewarding when you summit. So yeah, loving the New Hampshire whites, and very, very, very fortunate to have sun in the sky today, despite some clouds, lots of wind, and it being pretty cold, because usually there's a lot worse weather going on up in these mountains. Okay, I'm just rambling. Let's go summit South Kinsman. I think that is the ridge I will be climbing tomorrow. Franconia Ridge. How pretty is this? Oh, duck. I'm alone, but I will carry on the tradition. 1 mile! Woo, baby! There's definitely people that are within a mile of me. They probably heard me yelling, but I don't care at all. Good morning. So I'm doing things a little bit different. There's some inclement weather moving into the whites over the next few days, and I need a 3-day weather window to get up and over Washington. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to shuttle up to Washington and then southbound it all the way back, so that I'll be below the 4,000 foot line when the weather hits. And then I'll shuttle back up to Washington, and I'll keep going northbound once the weather's passed. So that's the plan for now, but I've got a couple hours, so I'm just packing up my bag and then shuttling up to Washington. Would you like to say hello?
How's it going?
It's Donatello. Convenient. Not today, though. Not today. Up here, it is and like 60-mile-an-hour winds. Down there, it's like 80 no wind. So, but I have clear skies, and look where I am going. Lake of the Clouds. This is why I have made the choices I have made. I'm going over there. How do you not love this? So I'm going down and the wind is blocked. Let me explain a little bit. From where I got off yesterday, it's going to take about 3 days to push up and over Washington, which would put me on Washington on a Saturday. This Saturday is supposed to be thunderstorms pretty badly. And so I don't want to be on Mount Washington in thunderstorms. I also don't want to only do a short day and then wait out the storm, because I feel like there's some miles that I'm missing with some nice weather. So what I did was I got crafty and I decided to get shuttled up to Washington today, which is Thursday. I will walk southbound to where I got off yesterday over the next few days, which will put me there on Saturday and well below tree line in the 4,000 footer, so I shouldn't have to worry about inclement weather. I will then stay at the Notch the rest of Saturday, then get shuttled back up to Mount Washington on Sunday when the weather is good again, and go north. Some people won't like this because I never climb up Washington. But that is okay that you don't like this, or this might ruffle your feathers, because guess what? When you hike the Appalachian Trail, you don't have to do it this way. It's beautiful. Down Washington, which is right there, and now up Mount Pierce, on to the next 4,000 footer. Ms. Pahut stopped in, ran to the bathroom, keeping on, keeping on. Mount check. And down we go. I don't have service, but it looks like this is gonna be home for the night. This is the road. This is about what I got. Well, in case anyone was wondering, I still remember how to set up my tent. Also, I'm stealth camping by a highway. And also, this is my very first night alone. I mean, I've been without hiking partners before, but I've always camped like with people. This is my first time camping with no one else. And there won't be probably anyone else. Good morning. It is cold. I slept by a highway. I just packed my stuff up and I got my stove back. So I'm going to make some breakfast. and then try to be walking by 8. I think I'm gonna try to go 17 today, which doesn't sound like that many when you used to do big mile days, but the whites are hard and they slow you down a little bit, so we will see. You can see my breath. Good morning. It's 8. I said I wanted to be back on trail by 8. I am super well rested. I took a Benadryl last night, and so I got a full 12 hours almost of sleep. I'm not necessarily groggy, but I can feel my body taking a minute to warm up, which in its defense, I just pulled out my camera and have only been walking for 45 seconds. The storm is rolling in tomorrow, which is why I went southbound from Washington. So hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I'm back at the Notch Hostel. It's kind of my loose plan. I used to always tell Quantum or anybody back home, I'm just along for the ride. I'm not just along for the ride at the moment. This train, this powerful piece of machinery, I'm the conductor. So, calling the shots. But I don't think I'm gonna be calling anything until I get up this hill because lots of climbing today. It is hot. The shirt has come off. And I'm about to climb that ladder. Views for days. I just fell over those rocks face first. That was the first fall that I've had where it took me several minutes of breathing before I got off the ground. Almost brought me to tears. And it doesn't even look that bad, so, you know, nothing to show for, but that muscle is going to be super bruised. I can feel it whenever I take steps. The thing about the whites for me is that 14 miles here is much more physically exhausting than in other sections. So, you know, everything past mile 14 is probably a little lazy. Every step, every foot placement, just a little bit more fatigued, a little more loose, and that leads to falling. So I need to be more careful. But the thing is these descents are like straight down. So as much as it sucks to, you know, climb straight up, it's also brutal to go straight down. And some of the rocks are like rock faces and they're slick and you can slide down them. And some of them, there's such a steep decline that if your toe gets tripped up, you have no choice but to front flip down, like I did. I'm totally fine. That one hurt pretty bad though. I'm 3 miles from camp, and I'm excited to rest.
breakfast every morning?
I have, yeah. Something.
Good morning. I am leaving Garfield shelter. It is not currently raining. It has been like crazy. And I met some of the most wonderful people at Garfield. So if I met you at Garfield and you're watching this, you guys are like my favorite. So fun. Now it is time to do Franconia Ridge in the rain, which there's thunderstorms coming, so hopefully I can beat those. The good news is I won't be on Washington in that storm. Franconia is also very tall, so slightly problematic. Lots of rock faces, and they are all soaked. After my big fall yesterday, I'm feeling a little nervous, but I'm going to try to not walk with too much apprehension because I think that could just potentially make it worse. 10.1 miles, I think, to Interstate 93, the road where I will be getting off and going into a hostel for the night. So I've got all day to make it 10 miles. Let's see how this goes. Wicked views. The good news is it's not actively raining. I've only fallen once in the first hour, and every steep rock face that I go down is practically like a slide in an amusement park. So I'd say today, so far, is all positives. Also, last night at camp, I was cooking dinner, and there was this little thing that like popped its head around a tree. And I've never seen an animal like it before. And I told someone to look, and they just caught a glimpse of it before it scattered off. It looked like a hyena, like a tiny, tiny hyena. Turns out it's called a pine marten. I didn't know what a pine marten was. Never heard of pine martens, never seen pine martens. But apparently it's a thing in New England. Kind of like, I guess maybe like a ferret, maybe? I don't know. Super cool. Learned about a new animal. So no bears, no moose, just groundhogs or woodchucks, whatever that thing was, and pine martens. Small rodents are the move for me, apparently. Come on, weather. More of this. Climbing these rock slabs are wet and slick. And that, I believe, is the summit of Lafayette. I lied. That's the summit. I can hardly see 10 feet in front of me, but this is Lafayette. My favorite part was, just a common question, and I haven't had a good answer, but I officially do. The whites, no doubt, bad weather, hard climbs and all, partially because of what they are. They're just so beautiful, but also because I'm doing them alone, and I've never felt more empowered and strong and capable in my whole life. This video is going to be mostly wind and just views from Franconia whenever the clouds part, but I mean, can you you blame me? Oh my goodness. I love this so much. That's where I came from. And this is where I'm headed. Well, I think I am officially off the ridge, but how about this day? The evening still calls for thunderstorms, but I made it over one of the most beautiful parts of trail and phenomenal weather. So now it's like 5 miles downhill to the road on wet rock. And if I can make it there without falling, today will be in running for my favorite day on trail. Actually, these last 3 days have just been phenomenal. Being alone in the Whites, or solo, I guess not alone, being solo in the White Mountains is incredibly empowering. This chipmunk has no fear. I have gummy bears. And it's like, what's it gonna do, scale me? Hey! I am done for the day, going to get some town food, and then to relax at the notch.